We are now 5 races into the 2020 Formula 1 season, and in my opinion, the standout driver of 2020 so far has to be McLaren driver Lando Norris. The 20-year-old has had a very strong start to the 2020 season, including a podium at the Austrian Grand Prix, and he currently sits 5th in the Drivers' Championship with 38 points, 23 ahead of his teammate Carlos Sainz. These impressive results in the opening rounds really goes to show how much Norris has improved since last season. In 2019, he scored 49 points, but after only 5 races in this 2020 season, he's already scored 38 points, and I'd say that he's gotten very close to the maximum out of that McLaren car results-wise. So in this video, I'm going to look more closely at Norris's flying start to the season, and look at what has contributed to his massive improvement in his second year of Formula 1. In Austria, he scored an impressive podium because in that race he was at the head of the midfield and was able to capitalize on the late incident between Hamilton and Albon. He came in clutch with that incredible final lap to be promoted to P3 after Hamilton's penalty. At the Styrian race, he started 9th after a 3-place grid drop, but made a fantastic recovery, finishing in 5th after that exciting last lap tussle between himself, Lance Stroll, and Daniel Ricciardo, which obviously shined light on the now famous radio message Scenario 7 and gave him the nickname Last Lap Lando. The next race in Hungary was his only off weekend with a poor start and an unlucky pit stop, but even then he still outqualified Sainz and had some great battles throughout the race, especially the one with Charles Leclerc. At the British Grand Prix, he was again at the head of the midfield and was able to capitalize on the last lap tire shenanigans for the other drivers, which resulted in an impressive P5. Maybe his helmet design for that weekend, which was created by a 6-year-old, had something to do with his impressive weekend. Then at the most recent race at Silverstone, Norris scored a solid P9, which was probably the best he could have done with the 2-stop strategy. Norris's consistency, blistering 1-lap pace, and ability to pick up the pieces when everyone else falls off the road has led to this impressive start where he has outqualified his teammate Carlos Sainz 4-1 and beat him in the races 4-1. Obviously, Sainz has had some bad luck with pit stops and that tire failure, but overall, I would say that Lando Norris has been the stronger driver of the two thus far. So what we are seeing now is a driver who now has a season of experience under his belt and is driving with a lot less pressure because Norris has a contract with McLaren for the next 3 seasons. And McLaren are 100% behind their driver, so Norris can drive with a lot more confidence, can take more risk, which so far has paid off. In Norris's rookie season, we saw that he had talent, but his inexperience meant that Sainz had his measure during the races and the points gap between the two drivers was quite big, which led some to believe that the rookie was a little overhyped. But in this 2020 season, Lando is more experienced, has full support of the McLaren team, his confidence level is higher than ever, and it's really showing in his results. Little by little, Lando Norris is silencing the critics and proving that he is indeed a force to be reckoned with in the world of Formula 1. As for the future, well, I'm really excited to see how the career of Lando Norris pans out. There's no doubt the 20-year-old is very talented and he will improve drastically in the coming years. His tenacity reminds me of a young Lewis Hamilton, but at the same time, he's also very humble and self-critical of himself when he makes a mistake. Like in the last race when he got a P9, I mean, on the face of it, it's a pretty solid result for a midfield car. But I was very surprised to hear him talking about, how much he was struggling on the tires, what he could have improved with the car, and he said that it's a good thing that we're not only seeing the positives from it and we can see the negatives and we can work on it. That's what he said. after the race. So that's what really impresses me, how no matter the result, he's always looking for what he can do better, what he can improve on. That type of attitude is something that I find really impressive for a young driver. It's very easy to get caught up in the results, caught up in all of the noise, but that's definitely not Norris, and it's something that I find very surprising considering his personality off of the track. Obviously, the next big test for Norris will be going up against a top driver in Daniel Ricciardo next season. That will certainly be an entertaining lineup on and off the track, and I'm really excited to see the direction of McLaren, what they can achieve with two of the most exciting drivers on the F1 grid. But guys, that's going to do it for this video on Lando Norris. And Lando, if you are watching, please come back to the Dubai Kartdrome at some point in the future. I was there a few hours before you, so it's really unfortunate that I missed out on meeting you. So please come back and pay me a visit. But for everyone watching, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you made it this far, be sure to like it and subscribe to my channel, Kids Love F1. We are almost at 500. That is absolutely incredible. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.